Welcome to the Strong Baby Mama Show. I am your host, Cortega Collins. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, don't forget to like this page and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you are aware of when we have new content. You do not want to miss these hot topics. So welcome back again. So tonight, as I said last week, this is a season of newness. And so tonight, for the very first time ever, we have, drum roll please, men on the Strong Baby Mama Show. So today I'd like to welcome to the show my two guests. We have Rob that's here today, and we have Kelvin that's here today. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, thank you so much. So if you have been watching since last week, make sure, if you've been watching since last week, you know what we're talking about. However, if you did not see last week's show, make sure you check it out. We talked to Miss Nicole Freedom Time Daniels last week, and so tonight we are getting the male perspective on child support. It's a hot topic in the single mom community. So, gentlemen, Rob, tell me in your own words, are you for or against child support?
Well, I'm definitely for it. If it's done right, I believe that men, and speaking from a man perspective, you have a responsibility to your child. Child takes more than time and more than money. A child supporting a child is a combination of both. So I'm in agreement 100% when it's done correctly.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to circle back to you to find out what you mean by done correctly. Okay, Kelvin.
Hello.
Hi there. So what do you think about child support? What's your take on child support? Pro or con?
I'm against.
You're against?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so. Of course, yeah, when it's done right. But in a corrupt system, I don't know what's right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and me being a person that's on child support as well, I'm seeing it from a different angle.
Okay.
From a long time, just having friends, telling me their stories. I'm like, oh, okay. And then actually encountering my own stories.
Okay.
They kind of line up.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha. Okay, so that kind of lends itself to a follow-up question, because I understand why Rob feels the way that he feels, but we don't know. So tell us a little bit, and there's just a few words, about your story or some story that you've heard of why you would be against child support.
Real quick then, I can just, more so from my situation and fathers that are in my situation, I didn't know I had a child. Let's start off there.
Okay.
When I found out he was 2.
Wow.
So instantly when I did find out I had a son, I was going to make sure I was being a good daddy, make sure the son mine is first.
Okay.
Because that's another thing that the system plagues on. So I had to make sure the child was mine first.
Okay.
And then once I found out he was mine, I stepped in as dad, 100%. Clothes, shoes, whatever. Later on down the line, then instantly I was slapped with child support, because now they've been taking care of this child technically for 2 years.
Right.
So now they got a body to to send this bill to.
Okay.
I.e. me. No meeting, no type of arrangement or sit down. It was just forward paperwork. This is what it is.
Okay.
I am an entrepreneur. So that's another thing I'll speak towards. And as an entrepreneur, I have a lot of undocumented funds because of the businesses and things of that nature. And it's like, on paper, I'm still a taxpayer. I'm still paying for the child. I'm still giving the time. I'm still doing all of these things. And if a proper hearing was set up before initiating child support between me and the mother, or to see who was going to pay, or if anybody was going to pay, I think then they would see the balance of who's an unfit parent, because that's what they try to make you prove, and it's hard to prove that part of a person being unfit unless they blatantly just being unfit all the way around. But as far as what's a better condition for the child, not just because it's me, I'm saying it's me because of background, stability, home, transportation,
Mm-hmm.
education.
Okay.
You know, so.
All right. So, Rob, you're nodding your head. So, even though you are pro child support, it sounds like you kind of agree with some. So, tell me what you think about what Kelvin just said.
I mean, he's 100% right. I mean, as a man, I'm on child support. I didn't put myself on child support. It was done pretty brashly. And,
Okay.
you know, me and my daughter's mom, we had just separated, and I was, you know, she moved out, and I was taking care of the house and stuff by myself. And, you know, she asked two times to have a conversation about it. Work schedule didn't work out. Next thing I know, when I'm picking up my daughter, I'm putting you on child support.
Wow.
And so, you know, I immediately, because of the stories that I've heard, you know, and you see all the time and know how the government is, went to court. And we could talk later about that, but it's corrupt. You know, we went to the family support services, and I got hit pretty steeply, about $650 for an infant.
Okay.
What the infant doesn't use lights, gas, it's
Okay.
a baby, you use whatever you use, you know.
Okay. But the infant is staying in a home that does use light,
Yeah.
gas,
Right.
you know.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, and supporting that,
Mhm.
right? I don't disagree with that. Like I said earlier, yes, $650.
Okay.
And to my man Calvin's point, you know, I get my daughter. I want to see my daughter, you know. So I had to go to court and get
Okay.
joint custody 50-50. And this, to be honest, the system is corrupt, you know. I shouldn't have to go fight for my right to be a parent.
Mhm.
That's my God-given right. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But the point to the thing is that, yes, a child needs support, you know. And if you know, the time difference goes into calculations, but the calculations are totally wrong. I can say
Okay.
that.
All right.
Right.
So I'm hearing the consensus between the both of you guys seems to be that you think that the system is corrupt. So when you say that, do you mean the formula that they use to determine how much the mom should be awarded? Is that what you think is corrupt?
I mean, for me, it's the whole system, the whole infrastructure, and I may be just thinking deeper into it, but at the end of the day, the head of the household is always the head of the household.
Okay.
That's the strongest person,
Right.
and society made it the man.
Mhm.
So the infrastructure of child support is we're gonna break down the man and cause confusion in the household between the man and the woman, and then there goes, like, the system just kind of goes with that, and
Okay.
to the point of where even women can just put a name down, and there's several cases of this in the news where people are paying child support and going to jail over child support for kids that ain't even theirs.
Okay. But okay. So before a person can be put on child support, have they fought to prove that the child is not theirs?
They have,
Did
like,
they take
these cases,
their-
yeah, these cases that's in court, but that's, again, it just speaks to the corrupt system of child support. At the end of the day, once you stick me and this child with this needle and it comes back that this ain't my child, that should be the end of this case.
Right. So.
But it's not the end of their case. It ain't mine. But
Okay.
I'm just saying it ain't the end of those cases. And it's like one even said, "Oh yeah, I put a name down so I can get Medicare and so I can get the da 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 da." So that's why I spoke to a corrupt system, because, okay, you know the woman gonna need support and assistance because she's mandatorily given the child
Mhm.
out the gate. So they're gonna make sure they keep her straight, or, you know, above water, and the child cool and above water, while they financially attacking the man. And if the dude and the girl ain't on good terms, they already arguing and bickering anyway.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of bitter women, I feel like child support is a safety net. Only reason I say that is because, again, in my situation, if we did a proper hearing because we never went to court. I don't deal with courts. I don't want to. Just because I didn't deal with court, it ended up me not seeing my son for like 3-4 months because she had an attitude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, if we had legal paperwork attitude or not,
Right.
you would have still had to send my child.
Right.
But because I'm not that type of person, I ain't trying to roll like that. But those are the things that I'm seeing, even for people who cooperate with child support, or for those that don't want to cooperate with child support.
Okay, so let's go back to one thing that you said about the gentlemen who are still paying child support. So did these gentlemen sign the birth certificate? Is that
No.
why they're paying child support for
No.
for children that are not theirs?
No, literally, in order to get that assistance, they had to put the woman ended up putting somebody's name down there.
So then I put some of that responsibility on the young man for not getting a DNA test to prove that he wasn't the father.
But this is what I'm saying. It's going right back to the system. In order for, how is you gonna give me a bill for a kid that you don't even know legally if it's mine?
The problem to this is that men aren't educated.
They
Because you can fight that. When I got hit through the child support services, I got a lawyer. We had to have a hearing. In that hearing, we had to talk about finances. There was a lot of arguing, screaming. We settled on a price, and it wasn't a fair price in my eyes, but it was just a settle because we were going to court.
Okay.
And a lot of men aren't educated in what their rights are. I teach a lot of young brothers, go to court, because the court will be as fair as it can be. But the statistics is that men, when it comes to child support payers, are the payers 85% of the time. And when women do have to pay child support, they pay 56% less than men.
Okay.
And when you look at the formula, before you go to court, it's just the state has a formula that says this is how much a child costs. $4,000 a month. Split that in half. And they assume that the custodial parent, in most cases it's the mother, is taking care of that $2,000 a month and regular living expenses, right? So then that hit comes to the non-custodial, most times it's the men. Here's the price. And then even in court, I have 50-50 custody, legal and physical custody of my daughter, yet I only get 35% credit to the cost of child support.
Okay.
Me and my daughter's mother were making, I was making $1,000, $2,000 more than her. And my lawyer even said, you shouldn't be paying child support. And I don't even get taxes every other year. And I get my kid, and I still pay for stuff when she's with me, put her in these sports events and things. I still do my part because that's my right as a parent. So to my brother here's point, the system isn't set up, but to the flip side is that men aren't educated in what their rights are.
Okay, so going back to what you said about getting an attorney, is there a cost associated? Because I know that some men don't know their rights, but maybe they don't have the financial capacity to be able to.
It's very expensive. I was blessed.
Okay.
God blessed me to have a job and to get a lawyer. My attorney, who is now a judge, was one of the top attorneys at the time, and actually he blessed me because he cut the price down, because I told him I just want to see my kid, because I wasn't able to see my kid. I wanted to see my kid more time and have more time with my child. But at the time we were bitter. It was no, you can't see your kid, and so it looked like, oh, you only get her once every other day, and here's this amount, of course, in the formula. So the problem is that the brothers that my brother here is talking about in these scenarios, a lot of men aren't educated what their rights are and can't afford that attorney.
Okay. All right, moms. So here you have it. You have two men here who want to take care of their children, both of them very present in the lives of their children. And sometimes child support has been used as a weapon against you, as you see it as a weapon against you. I just kind of wanted the men to have an opportunity to kind of share what they thought. Tune in next week, because I'm going to be back with these men next week, and then we're going to kind of just have a panel discussion, a round table, and I'll share some of my opinions about what I feel about child support. But here's the thing. Child support, I think, children need to be supported financially and emotionally, and both men alluded to that. Children do need support, and it has to extend far past finances. And child support is not just about money. But as Kelvin mentioned, sometimes women are bitter, and that's part of why we have this movement to prevent women from being bitter and making moves in a bitter state, because it only hurts the children in the long run. We have both of these men here who were emotionally impacted because their children were withheld from them as a result of child support issues. And as you can see from these men, it really affected them. They both wanted to see their children. The relationships were over, and they were fine with that, but they just wanted to have a relationship with their children. So we want to make sure, women, if you are a true strong baby mama, we are not using child support as a weapon against our children's father, against our baby daddies, if you will. And we are not doing it from a place of bitterness. If you remember from last week, Nicole mentioned she wanted to make sure that she was in a good place emotionally before she even started the child support process. We want to make sure that we're doing this in a emotionally stable, healed way. So tune in next week. Make sure that you come back next week. You are not going to want to miss. I will have Nicole back in the studio with us, and she and I will talk with Rob and Kelvin about child support. We'll give our issues, our opinions about how we feel about it. Kelvin will give us more detail on why he's against. Rob will give us more about why he's for. And really, when I listen to both of you, it seems like both of you guys are really for child support, just if it's done in a proper way. And so Kelvin brought up some points about not having a hearing, not having any say about it. So those are some issues that we want to delve into. But one thing I want you all to take away from this, ladies, is that sometimes men don't want to avoid child support just on the surface of it being child support. They just want their fair take on it. So thanks for watching tonight. Again, don't forget, reach out to me on Facebook, Strong Baby Mama. Also on, you can reach me by email, strongbabymama@gmail.com, and right here on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, The Strong Baby Mama Show. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video. Share this video on your page, and also hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, and also on my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. You don't want to miss next week. Tune in next time for us, so don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know when the panel discussion is coming. Have a good night.